Welcome back to another Hailing Frequencies Open, where each week Will and I sit down and you know what we do? We discuss things that you discuss about episodes of Star Trek that we discuss. It's a big discussion circle. It's great. Yeah.
They're hailing us. Hailing frequencies open.
Captain, we're receiving 285,000 hails.
I wish I knew what to tell them.
So, this week, Will, we got a few comments to get through here before we get to your favorite segment. What's popular this week? It's not. Oh, that's right. Because this week's What's Popular This Week is our episode, New Trek Who Dis. We talk about the latest episode of Strange New Worlds.
That's right.
And you'll have to see what we think about that in that. It's not good. Okay, here we go. Starting off. This is from our Hailing Frequencies Open video, where we talked about the Samaritan snare.
Yeah.
So starting us off here is Captain Alimar. He says, nice sandwich choices, guys. There's going to be a lot of sandwich talk, I feel. We opened a lot of doors last week about sandwiches. What is a sandwich? How do you make a sandwich?
Why is a sandwich?
Why is a sandwich? How is a sandwich? He says, I take a BLT on my end. And then he says, aren't subs sandwiches? And then he says, a hot dog?
Yeah.
Subs are technically a sandwich, yes.
Technically.
But submarine, so where we live, I don't know what it's like in the rest of the country, but like the old-fashioned like submarine on like a hoagie, it's like its own category.
It's true. The bread is different, and I think that's what defines all different things. It always comes down to the bread.
It comes down to the bread. You can put whatever kind of meat in it you want. So like, if you make a hot dog, right?
Yeah.
And you don't have any hot dog buns and you put it on 2 pieces of like Wonder Bread, is it a hot dog or is it a sandwich?
Hot dog sandwich.
Obviously it's a sandwich.
Because last time I said a hot dog was a sub if you put it in a hot dog bun. So I have to stand by that now. So.
And if you put tuna in a hot dog bun, now it's a tuna boat. Explain it. Make it make sense, Will. Make it make sense.
A tuna boat.
Yep. Oh boy. I wonder if anybody anywhere else calls that a tuna boat. That's funny.
Some everybody's already fast forwarding. They're clicking the
No.
10 to
Oh
10
my God.
second. They're like,
Wait, didn't he say there's a new Trek episode? Yeah, I'm just gonna watch that. He says, question for the week. Paramount has lost their minds, well, that's a given, and have put you in charge of the next Star Trek project.
Thank you.
They promise you at least 2 seasons and more if it's good. What would you do? If it's good, it'll be good, obviously.
It'll be good.
Be better than what they do over there.
So this is the thing.
Yeah, I think there's only one real answer. And nobody really is going to
Season 5 and 6 of Enterprise.
Yep, the Romulan War.
Yeah, okay, so that's my point. That's what I would do. Because the Romulan War to basically Discovery, if we're going to say Discovery is a part of things, or at least TOS, is like wildly unexplored. They don't really cover any of that, which is why in the RPG we are, like 10, 15 years after Enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
So I always found that that's like a fun area to explore. So that's where I would put it. Definitely start with the Earth-Romulan War and go from there. The other Star Trek project I might work on is also do after first contact with the Vulcans to the launch of the Enterprise. That also would be a fun thing to see how humanity, like have it be an Earth show where they don't go into space, and it's like an interesting drama about how they're making Earth the utopia that we all come to know. And it's like all the stuff that like they refer to in the show, like, what do you mean lawyers are done away with? And they're like, we shipped off all the Irish into ships. It's like I want to see all that.
Like the reasoning why they did that stuff?
Exactly.
Oh, that's great. That's really bad. Mine is going to be Ethan Peck is going to play Spock,
Forever.
and he's going to go back in time to Earth, and he's going to have to pretend to be human.
Oh, he's gonna go back to like the 2000s, right?
Yes.
But it's not gonna follow any of the Star Trek
Nope.
timeline.
It's not going to be the same canon. I think that's the real choice.
Well, at least you got 2 seasons of it, buddy.
Yeah. It's going to be like Resident Alien, but with Ethan Peck playing Spock. It's going to be great. Yeah, I think honestly, I just want more Enterprise. So
Yeah, that's the
I
real
gotta,
answer.
yeah,
But that's
just want to see what Trip's doing.
Yep. I hear you.
All that stuff.
All that good stuff.
All that stuff. I can't wait to see. All right, so then the next comment here is from my office.
Oh.
He says, "Can't wait for the re-snack review." I only realized when you read my comment that I talked about food at least 3 times. Guess they must have been hungry. Yeah. He says, if a pulled pork sandwich was a burger, then wouldn't they call it a pulled pork burger? That hurts my brain. What makes the essence of a burger? Is it not ground meat and not pulled meat? Please logic your way out of this one, my friend. I don't think the bread matters in this case. Well, it's also funny because there is no ham in hamburgers.
So explain yourself.
Explain it. I think hamburgers were made in Hamburg, like for the first time. Is that where they originate from? That's why it's called
I
Hamburger.
think there's a weird reason for it, but yeah, I don't remember.
It's a good town name, Hamburg.
We're not going to turn to the internet and discuss the definition of
No.
hamburger.
Computer, show me
Oh,
hamburgers.
so he wants you to explain why you call pulled pork a burger. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I still stand by that anymore. That's been almost a week ago. My stance on burgers and sandwiches changes quite frequently.
Depends on how hungry you.
Depends on if I'm eating it or not. I think I put pulled pork in the burger category because it's on a hamburger bun
Okay.
and it usually has, so I get it Carolina style where it has coleslaw on it. So therefore, it's meat with lettuce and mayo. That makes it a burger.
I thought the only thing I could think of that could to give you credit in your thing is that just like a burger, it takes more than a simple 2-minute process to make.
Yeah.
So therefore, anything that could be classified as a sandwich that takes longer, like at least 15 to 20 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes to make, is a
Yeah.
burger. Is a burger.
Is a burger. I'll sum it up real quick for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Burger. Burger. You know exactly. Burger, hot dog, sub, sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it.
That's it.
Like, got it.
This
So
is
just
how I eat my sandwich.
Yeah. Or sometimes sandwich.
Oh,
Because you can't rule out the clubs.
that's right.
Oh my God. Yeah. So why is a turkey club called a club, not a sandwich? Why is it not just a turkey triangle sandwich? The world may never know. Why do we do this? Okay. So he says about hot dogs. Based on Caleb's reasoning, they are a burger because they're also on a bun. It's just a long bun. I can get behind the idea of a hot dog being a sub, though. Glad I could get a little rise out of Will as well. I do indeed know what I'm doing. Ha ha ha.
He did. He laughed. He laughed
Yeah.
like a giddy little boy at school
Yeah,
when
he loves it.
when he said his things. Just remember from my office: burger, hot dog, sub.
Smaller. Hot dog smaller.
Oh, smaller.
Hot dog, sub,
Sub. Sandwich.
sandwich,
Or
sandwich.
sandwich. Just remember.
So next time you're about to eat and you're looking at your plate and you're like, what is this? You got it. Oh, nope, not this one. Nope, not this one. Oh
It's a
my
burger.
God. It's a burger.
It's gonna change your world.
All right, so now let's get into our review of the Samaritan Snare. Starting off here with the They Strum review. He says, time is the most cruel factor in reviewing things. Present time playing Caleb may bristle now at others' thoughts, but future time playing Caleb will look back on this and wonder what past Caleb was thinking. That is usually how it works. I don't even know what he's talking about.
He's he's basically saying that when you're like somebody that's like, I hate this thing. I would rate it a
Yeah.
1, and you're like, that doesn't make any sense. That's garbage. And then he's going to say, but down the line, when you look back at
Yeah.
what you said about things, you're going to be like, why did I ever think
Yeah.
that?
So at the season 2 recap, when I have to rank them, and I'm like, why did I give that review? That episode sucks. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's the beauty of looking at things week to week.
That's why he said it's cruel, because
Yeah, it is cruel. And then when I, give something to review, everybody jumps down my throat. They say that's wrong. You're wrong. It makes me feel horrible.
time is a fickle
Time
mistress.
is a fickle mistress. 2 corrections for Caleb. Wesley is possibly the younger acting ensign, but not officially a real ensign. However, he is most likely the youngest Starfleet member to be sentenced to the death penalty during Shore Leave Season 1's Justice. Ah,
Yeah, that's good.
that's true.
That's good.
Yeah, that's true. He is acting ensign on the ship. There you
Yeah.
go. Yep.
There it is.
Cool. Now I get it.
Now he gets it. Current,
Now I
present
get it.
time playing Caleb understands.
Yes. Past Caleb didn't understand. All right. This is our review of Up the Long Ladder. These ought to be good. We're starting off here with Ed Mark Star. He says, I'm with Caleb. I'm giving Up the Long Ladder 2 Akutas. Very entertaining to see so many characters share screen time in a story that feels like it was all made up on the fly. There are elements in Up the Long Ladder similar to 2 of the most wonderful movies, Walt Disney's Darby O'Gill and the Little People from 1959, and Walt Disney's The Swiss Family Robinson from 1960. Yeah, I loved Swiss Family Robinson.
Yeah.
They used their boat wreckage to build a treehouse. The result is a most unusual episode of TNG with characters doing and saying things that make no sense upon closer examination. I am grateful that it was just her feet Brennan Odell wanted to wash. Yes, that's true. Everyone involved must have had a great time in the production of this episode of TNG. I'm giving my popcorn award to Barry Ingham as Danielle Odell. I was waiting for him to say, everyone's after me like a Jones. Yes.
Yes.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
So I like it. I like that Ed enjoyed the episode.
Yeah.
And we also got a popcorn award nomination.
And he agreed with me.
And he did agree.
He agreed with me, and he gave us some backstory on some similar feelings of the Irish family. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it was a fun episode. Even if it was very on the old nose,
Yeah.
All right, so from my office, here's his summary of Up the Long Ladder. He says, cool catches on the Elcar screen, Will.
Thank you.
I remember you talking about that. That was cool.
Yep. Melinda Snodgrass. Yep.
Ominous 80s music to start. Worf seems to be having some issues. A bad gaha. Too much self-pain sticking. Yeah, that's don't even want to go down that road. SOS found in the FICA. Leading to the mention of the first stirrings of world government in late 22nd century from European nations. Again, neat to hear about the history of Earth's past, especially when thinking about Enterprise as a series. Another situation where they can't write to that in TNG since Enterprise won't exist for another 12 years or something like that. Yeah, that is kind of crazy.
Yep.
Worf is unconscious. Turns out he fainted due to blood glucose issues. Worf has a child's disease. Klingon version of the measles sounds almost more like Klingon diabetes. Cue Wolford Brimley dressed as a Klingon.
Okay. All right. Check out your phone.
Oh no. No, I was about to say like, hey, I should do that. And oh no. No, 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 no. Klingon Wilford Brimley can't hurt me, and he doesn't exist. Hello. I'm
Hello.
Wilford Brimley. I
I'm
have
Wilford.
diabetes.
I am Wilford.
SS Mariposa launched 21-23 and appeared to be bringing farming equipment and some technology. I do like the theory that the chaos of the early 22nd century was part of the reason the Vulcans kept humanity held back. I think that will be my headcanon now.
I like it.
Also, the Vulcans knew they were sending out people in ships to other planets, and they were like, we'll get
Whatever.
to it. We'll get to it.
So we're going to take spinning wheels, and they're like highly illogical, and they just let them go.
That makes no sense. The Klingon tea ceremony scene was interesting. The discussion of love poetry and the deadliness of the tea, how death is an experience best shared, was cool. Yeah, I did like that.
Yep.
It would be nice to hear some of this Klingon love poetry. Is it a lot of growls and biting and such? Sounds like it. This was a nice exchange between Worf and Pulaski, who haven't had any real time together. Yeah, that's true. This is like one of their first scenes.
Yeah.
Certainly a relationship that will blossom in future seasons. Yeah, I take that very, very funny.
So just to add to this, it's really
Let's
funny
all laugh at the new guy.
to think about it. Like, I know there's been android cyborgs in Star Trek previous to Next Generation, right? But we don't even know that there's there's like an evil android of Data until season one, which she's not even involved with, and they don't build off of it being like she interacted with lore or something of that nature. But she hates Data because he's a machine, right? And it's supposed to be this funny bones thing, and I get it. But then it's like, here's a Klingon who they've had perpetual problems with
Yeah,
for like a couple hundred years.
yeah.
Totally fine.
She loves him.
Just
Yeah,
like
love
of
them.
the two characters to hate, she should hate Worf,
Yeah.
and she should be fine with Data. That's just
Yeah, no.
but it's
It's just
because it's bones. Everybody has to laugh. So go ahead.
right, right, right. But Beverly will be back, so don't worry about it.
That's true.
Prime directive question for you guys. Oh boy, here we go. If a society started off with space travel, colonizes another planet, but then for 200 years has gone backwards or not pursued technology, can Starfleet interfere and contact them? Would their past history of space travel make it okay? How much time would pass before Starfleet decides they're not advanced enough at that point to be interacted with?
So there's an interesting thing, and I haven't watched it in a long time, but there's a movie that deals with this. And the thing I would say is that what matters in this situation is the thing I think Caleb and I both agreed upon, which was you should be doing, what do you want to say, like covert investigations of this culture to
Yeah.
see if they still talk about space stuff. Like, are they aware of it? Are they comfortable with it? They just don't do anything with it, or is it like, well, it's a spaceship, So it's like
Yeah.
that would to me would be the deciding factor is do some
Yeah.
investigating work before you just beam down or beam them up or whatever. So
If they were doing space travel and then like they still stayed as smart as they are and they just decided like it's not really anything out there worth exploring,
right.
but their society was still like
Yeah.
familiar with it and knew about it, they just chose not to do it.
Like basically like the Amish. Like the Amish know that cars exist and they're not
Yeah.
like freaking out that a car goes by, but they decide to live a different way. Like that's fine, right? You're not going to blow their minds when you show them a cell phone. They're not going to be like, "What the?" Right? So
Right.
it's but if it's like they're not even like that, they're like indigenous Amazon civilization that
Yeah.
doesn't even realize that like other people with different skin colors exist. It's like those are the type of people you don't show cell phones to.
That is true. I can get behind that. Yeah. The Prime Directive, it ebbs and flows, you know?
Ebbs and flows, baby. Ebbs and
First and last, ebbs and flows, baby. Yeah, I don't know. The Irish farmers are causing a mess. Fire alert. Picard and Riker both seem taken by the woman. Too bad you already turned her down, Jean-Luc. Picard is very tickled by what's going on here. Riker is going to stick around and help out. Yeah, in quotations. Apparently, he's an ankle man. Riker maneuver on the daughter. let's let's take this party back to my quarters. Gasp! A second colony.
yeah,
That's really good. That's a really good way to summarize what was
totally.
happening there.
It was like, whoa, ankles.
Haven't seen any of those.
All the women I know wear pants.
No, that's not true either. Replicator trained by Worf, finally. I agree with you too. Why didn't they train these people right at the offset?
It doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense. It's either
They'll
like
they'll figure it out.
it's like either let them cook and don't have fire suppressing systems like blow things up, or teach them how to use a replicator.
Nah, leave it. They'll figure it out. Time for a Klingon drink. A scene meant to be funny that felt cringe. As you all mentioned, the farmers felt sort of like cartoon characters. Yeah.
They did.
Chahataluthman. That's not.
That's not how you spell it, just like that.
No.
It's not how you spell it. So thanks for writing it out though. We appreciate.
Mm, that is spelled very phonetically. Yeah, that's why I can read it. Chahataluthman. Yeah. Troy warns they're hiding something on Mariposa. Take that, plot. Her powers work this week. Twins, triplets, quadruplets. The away team is hiding something as well. A secret scan by Pulaski. But how did she do it with no medical tricorder? Could it be clones? Clones? Clones.
Clowns.
Clones. Only 5 colonists survived, so they cloned themselves in order to survive. 2 women and 3 men wouldn't provide enough of a gene pool, and now they're dealing with the replicative fading. They need an infusion of fresh DNA in order to keep their people alive. How do they not immediately think about offering up the Irish farmers? Need some DNA? That's a good that's a good question. I didn't even think about that during the episode. It was like, hey, so we would like the captain's DNA and the doctor's DNA. And
We
they're
would
like,
like these three
no.
people at the table's DNA. They're like,
Like,
nope.
no. And they're like, yeah, everybody else will feel the same way. They never were like, hey, so there's like 600 Irish people.
Yeah.
You could take their DNA or you could, I don't know, sleep with them or something.
Uh, no, they gotta make it weird. That's the whole point.
Well, yeah, it's fun. We've got 200 people's worth on our ship that we're looking to get rid of. All their DNA, yeah. With repairs completed on Mariposa, Riker and Pulaski are stunned and kidnapped. Slow motion needle, yikes. It's interesting that Riker and Pulaski weren't aware they were taken since they have no memories. Quite the violation. Back to the cloning lab. Cloning lab? The cloning lab.
Fun.
Oh, look, a gummy person. I like gummy bears and gummy worms, but a life-size gummy person may be too much to take on.
Riker was just like, I'm gonna have to eat this whole stupid thing.
He like unhinges his jaw. Yeah, that's good. The ready room scene was cheesy. Suddenly, everyone thinks about the farmers. Duh. 3 children by 3 men and 3 different women in order to create the base needed for the colony.
It's messy. Doesn't matter.
It's you don't think about it. The cloning seemed much better. Granger surprised to see a pregnant woman, probably wondering what he's gotten himself into. I asked that question myself as I rewatched this episode. It is true. Roddenberry, barely. It was almost in the negative realm for me. Keep up the great work, guys. This was a great review. The Popcorn Award goes to Jonathan Frakes' non-jelly version.
He didn't like the version that was in the cloning chamber.
I guess not.
So
That's jelliest. And I won't stand for it.
And I will not have any of it.
I won't have it on my ship or your ship.
I won't have it in my office or in your.
Yeah. Oh, man, I missed the epitome. That's good.
So we got a Popcorn Award suggestion from Captain Elimar for Jonathan Frakes. We also have from my office's recommendation of Jonathan Frakes. But then you had Barry Ingram as Janella Odell from Edmark Star. So, Caleb, the question remains, who does get the Popcorn Award for being the best actor?
It's the daughter.
So you're saying that Rosalind Landor gets the Popcorn Award.
She gets the Everything Award.
The Everything Award.
Yeah.
I love it.
The Everything Bagel Award. Okay, so there you go, everybody. That is another episode of Hailing Frequencies Open. We talked about it and you just watched it. So we look forward to seeing your guys' comments on New Trek Who This.
Yeah, we likely will talk about it on New Trek Who Dis.
Yeah.
Unless we get like a stream of comments, then we might revert it back to here, but just depends because we're trying not to keep that thing to be outrageously long, but Caleb and I like to talk about things, so it's tough.
We do. We're just going to stop reading from my office's reviews, and then we'll have plenty of time to cover everything else. Yeah, so go watch that, and then go watch our regular weekly review of TNG.
Yeah,
into that sort of thing.
Which was Manhunt this week, so go back and watch that. Yeah.
So, Will, to close this episode, is Manhunt a better episode than Homogeny Part 2?
No.
No. Almost.
No, I'd easily watch Hegemony Part 2 over Manhunt.
That's true. Yeah. Would you watch Hegemony twice over Manhunt once?
Yes.
3 times.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Not a fan. Not a fan.
Not a fan.
Not a fan of Mrs. Roddenberry, eh?
I normally don't mind her, but
that episode's really bad.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys next week when we talk more about. Now, next week we're going to talk about sides. If it comes with fries, is it a burger or a sandwich?
It always comes down to it. Fries?
Slaw.